Meet Codename Goose, your on-machine open-source AI agent, built to automate your tasks. Codename Goose is an intelligent and autonomous agent capable of handling complex tasks thanks to its core features. Connect with apps and tools you already use with extensions. Built on the Model Context Protocol, you can connect to extensions like GitHub, integrate JetBrains IDEs, access Google Drive, or build your own custom integrations for Goose. For a curated list of extensions, visit our docs. With a wide range of compatible large language model providers, you can choose and integrate your preferred model. You can also run Goose as a desktop app or through the command line interface using the same configurations across both. You can think of Goose as an assistant, ready to take your instructions and do the work for you. Able to handle a wide range of tasks across various engineering domains. Here are examples of tasks Goose has helped people with already. Goose has helped dive into a new project in an unfamiliar coding language, conduct code migrations such as Ember to React or Ruby to Kotlin, increase code coverage, and even generate unit tests for a feature, and much more. To get started using Goose right away, check out our quick start and be the first to know about upcoming features by joining our community.
Hello, everyone. Let's make me big. Why am I little? All right. Hey, everyone. Happy Tuesday. If this is your first time tuning in, you're watching the Great Goose-Off. And if you're not sure what Goose is, it's an open source AI agent that's local to your machine. I also want to add that since MCPs are all the rage, Goose is also an MCP client, so a Model Context Protocol client. All right. So without further ado, we've had this episode multiple times, so I'm just going to bring the contestants on the stage. The idea is that we're going to be using Goose. I'm going to give you all like a challenge, a task, and you guys are going to use Goose to basically build out that task, prompt it however you want, whatever strategies, and we can dive right into it. Really quickly, though, I want to hear from the contestants, Ian and Moot. Tell us like your name, your title, and give us, you weren't prepared, but give us one prompt strategy that you've been using so far. Even if it's simple, give us something that you're like, this has worked for me.
Go ahead, Moot. You start us off.
Oh, geez. Immediately just putting the pressure on. Yeah, so I'm Richard Moot. Most people just call me Moot. I am a tech lead on the developer relations team here at Block. You might remember me from some old Square developer videos if you're into Square. It's very weird not being inside of a robot for once. So glad to be out here in the real world-ish online. And a prompt strategy. I think, I don't know if this quite counts as a strategy. I really like the technique of like praising and like discouraging, like in a conversational style. So like I usually start off the whole thing by like dump a bunch of context, if it's docs or if it's, other things. And then I start asking it questions about that to make sure that it's like on the right context. And then I kind of like kick off from there for a lot of the stuff that I do. So yeah, that's kind of like my main prompt strategy.
That makes sense, leading it in the right direction. I probably should be more mean to AI sometimes. Like in my head, I'm mean, but not out loud. Sorry, go ahead.
I have given it a little bit of sass from time to time. And it actually seems to push it in the right direction. But I do have that mild fear that like when AI takes over, like I'm on the hit list
Right. I
whenever
don't
I do
want to be
that.
on the naughty list. I want
That's
them to
great.
think
Yeah.
Rizal was great to us. What about you, Ian?
Hey everybody, I'm Ian. I'm a DevRel advocate, DevRel engineer. Lots of different ways of calling us what we are. But I work as part of the block team with Rizal. Used to work with Richard on the Square side. Now I'm at the block. My prompt strategy. A lot of people are really into vibe coding. I'm actually into vibe prompting. So one of my things that I like to do is feed back the prompt back into the AI and say, how can I make this prompt better to get better success? The other thing that really interested me, I saw a headline, I think it was over the weekend, that OpenAI claims that saying please and thank you to AI, and I'm Canadian, so I want to be polite, but apparently saying please and thank you to AI is costing them millions of dollars because it has to actually look at the word please and thank you and try to figure out the context of what you're talking about. Apparently, that's costing them a bunch of money. So while I don't want to be like Moot and like totally rip on AI and whatever, I for one welcome our AI overlords. You know, at the same time, I want to be polite to the AI, but not if it's going to cost a bunch of extra money. So I don't know. I'm kind of in the balance there.
I did both Angie and Best Code saw that and I saw it too. And I'm like, I don't care, I'm still gonna do it. Like y'all figure out your infrastructure, figure out how to make it cost less. That's not
Right,
my
right.
fault.
Yeah.
Angie said, I'm a Southern Belle, so I'm so sorry, but I have to say please and thank you. Also saying hi to Ace, thanks for tuning in. And then I just want to let you guys know this episode is a little bit different. If you notice, Ian said time to get spicy with our coding. Ian suggested, I just want to put this out there to Code TV by Jason. I'm not stealing your idea. We're inspired, if anything. Ian has suggested like whoever loses each round eats a spicy bite. He actually never seen Leet Heat before, but I was like, that sounds just like Leet Heat, and I'm okay with doing it for this episode. All right, let's kind of jump in so people aren't waiting forever and like they want to get to the meat of everything, you know? Are you guys feeling good? Are you guys feeling ready?
Yeah, about as
Ready as
ready
we'll
as I
ever
can
be.
be. Yeah, let's
Okay,
do it.
cool. Awesome. So we're gonna do a scrimmage at first, where I give you guys like this is gonna be a practice round for you. So just so you can get your feet wet and everything and see how things are gonna go. And then also once the real round start, y'all, I made a I don't know if you say Slido, and
Slido. Yep.
Slido, and people will vote who they thought was the best. So I'm
Sweet.
gonna put a QR code up and a little message right after this scrimmage. People could vote. All right. Cool. Let's get into it. Angie said Lee Heat's her fave show. Me too. I know. Same Parveen. I didn't know that at all. All right, let's go. For the scrimmage, listen carefully. I know you said you're not too into front end. I did a couple of like CLI type of stuff. Hopefully you're okay with this.
It's all good. It's all good. Yep.
Cool. Create a CLI tool that takes a shell command, explains it in English, and asks if the user wants to run it. That sounds simple, right? But the twist is, I also want you to return a haiku that poetically summarizes what the command does. And you'll have 7 minutes. Hold on, don't start yet. Let me get my timer up. I don't know why I never have it ready.
Hold on.
I guess you can use
I
this
feel
time.
like he's typing. I feel like he's
Yeah,
typing.
I hear something. You're cheating.
Hands up. Hands up. Hands up. Hands up.
Hands up.
Okay. 7 minutes. It doesn't have to be like you. It's okay if you could blame it on Goose if things don't work out. I think I'm gonna visit Ian first since I heard you typing. All right,
Nope.
start.
My screen's clear. I was just getting like the browser ready and Goose ready and stuff.
Okay. Starting now. Okay. All right, Ian.
All right. So hey Goose, let's make a CLI app. I'm going to give you a shell command to run. I'd like you to explain what that command does in plain everyday language, and then write a haiku poem about the result. Does that sound about right?
I can't tell you. Go however
Okay.
you interpret it. Go ahead.
Let's build this in Python and have some fun with the poem, but keep it professional,
Oh,
and
true.
family friendly.
That's good. Safe for work. Safe for work. You're right.
Yep.
I didn't think about that. So your strategy in this situation is to go for a one-shot prompt. Why did you decide to choose that? Or do you always
Um,
do one-shot prompt?
well, I like to start with something like this and then see what it comes back with, and then go back and tell to refine the idea a little bit.
Okay.
My vibe prompting, I might say like, ask me any clarifying questions before you get started, kind of thing.
Mhm.
But in this case, time is of the essence. We're on the clock, and we got some pretty spicy hot sauces to kind of on the line here. So we'll see what this comes up with. So I told it that I want to use Python because I'm a Python nerd. And Python does pretty well with command line types of tools. So we'll see what this comes up with. I've got a folder called Goose-Off, and it looks like it's just going to put my code in here once it's done. So
Okay.
it's building out. So it's building out my virtual environment. It says I've created it. Takes a shell command as input, executes the command safely, gives an explanation, and so on. Looks like it's doing everything that it needs.
It
Tells
looks
me how I
good.
can run it and all that. So I'm gonna have to go activate within my terminal. I'm gonna have to activate that virtual environment for Python. So I'm gonna
Could
source
you make the
VM.
terminal bigger? I should have told you this
Yeah,
backstage.
yeah,
I know.
yeah, sure can.
Yeah, thanks.
Let me pull it up over here and we'll zoom in on that text a little bit.
Perfect.
So I'm gonna activate that thing, and then we're just gonna run. Looks like it even made the script executable, so I can just say command haiku, and I'm just gonna do. Let's just do like a command line
Yeah,
listing.
something simple.
So execute command. Wow, look at the color. This is great.
Okay.
Show the files and folders in the current directory, and it actually gave me the output, and then wrote a haiku. It says terminal speaks now. So terminal speaks now. Yep. Through bytes and bits, it whispers. Yep. Knowledge flows like rain. Yep. So 575. So
Perfect. That was
there's a
easy.
command line. Got some fun color in there. Yep.
Yeah, did you do the color? Like, is that because your settings of your terminal, or do you think Goose did that?
I'm not sure, to be
Okay.
honest. I
Okay.
mean, it might be something in the Python libraries that it pulled in. I'm not familiar with what this rich thing is, so looks
Okay.
like he was gonna pull in, display everything nicely and format a color panels using the rich library. I've never
Oh,
used this library before, but apparently it draws those boxes and everything. So it's pretty cool. I didn't have
yeah.
to hardly do anything at all.
I'm gonna go to Moot now, check out what he's doing. In the meantime, maybe you could, I don't know, you have extra time to spice it up and surprise us even more.
All right,
Um,
sounds good.
Alrighty. Hey
Oh,
Moot, how's it
hey.
going?
It is not going well.
It's not going? Oh no.
I am having some permission issues, and it just keeps
Uh,
slamming into them, and I'm not really sure what is going on with Goose here.
okay. Let's see if we can figure it out.
So right now, I am trying to do CLI app, trying to one-shot it in a similar fashion.
Yeah.
I'm wanting to do it in Node
Mhm.
because that's kind of like my bread and butter.
Mhm.
And so we're gonna see. Let's close that other session out. Maybe I was just not lucky there.
Yeah, because it looks
All
seems
right.
in Ruby. It's doing it now.
Yeah, no, we're seeing some stuff that I like to see. It's using Commander, Chalk for some of the colorful output like Ian had. Um, I actually never seen Boxen before, so I'm kind of excited
Mhm.
to see what comes out of this. I'm just gonna like see what we have it generating in there. I feel like this is still within the boundaries of this. I'm not touching the
Yeah,
code. I'm just
you can look at
monitoring
it.
stuff in the terminal.
You can look
Uh,
at it. You can look at the code.
awesome. Okay, we already have a CLI tool, so let's see if we can get this running.
All right. Fingers crossed for you. When I tried this, I used Ruby. Well, I just let Goose choose the language.
You know, it's funny because like I initially ran the prompt with Goose and then it tried to actually build it in Ruby. And then I was like, oh, every time I've tried to use Ruby, I've had such bad luck. I think everybody
Mhm.
who's been on my team has like understood that like I inevitably, whenever something touches Ruby, I
You
end up with
run.
like a version permission error and it drives me crazy. Um, all right.
It's doing
So
some package JSON stuff.
let's take a look at the package JSON to see how we can actually get this going. Perfect. Okay.
Node index.js. Okay.
Haiku and okay.
Oh.
We're missing a script, even though I definitely see that. Oh, I guess that's just in the bin there.
A said he added to memory that Goose should always use Node. He does
Oh,
not.
that's a good pro tip right there. I need to add that in there.
Why is Ian in the back? Wait, hold on. Ian's in the background with the thumbs down. It's okay though. This is a scrimmage. Do you have to do npm? Wait, why is it in the bin?
All right, let's test this out. There we go.
Okay.
So we just globally installed it, and it explained the which command, and now it's telling me that the command is not found in database. That's unfortunate. I don't know why it's trying to build a database, but let's try a different command. Let's see.
And all them
ls.
all together.
Oh, okay, cool. It's building its own demand. I was not paying attention to Goose. Pro tip: pay attention to Goose. So you can see here that there's currently supported commands. So let's actually try another one with like make directory. All right, creates a new directory.
Cute.
Empty space awaits. Make dir creates the new path. Fresh start begins here.
That's cute.
That's like
I love
contextually
it.
relevant too. Like that's kind of impressive.
Yeah, good job, Goose. Good job.
Yeah.
Just in time. Literally, as you ran it, the timer went out. Like I was like, oh.
Oh, yet again saved by AI. I couldn't be any happier.
We got some spicy people in the channel said maybe it's karma because you didn't believe in Ruby.
Oh.
All right, let's see. Ian, did you make any changes by any chance while we were gone?
I did, yeah. So I had to pull up a random dad joke from a dad joke site that I have.
Okay.
And it's also showing a little greeting panel at the bottom to people in different languages. And Goose also added these little emojis on the box here as well. So we got the rocket ship on the command, we got the little light bulb to explain what it is, and so on. The actual output, the command haiku, it actually put a little piece of bamboo in here. The random dad joke, it put a little laughing face, and then greetings, it put a little wave emoji.
Oh, that's
I
cute.
didn't tell it to do any of this. All I told it to do was, here's my updated prompt. I said, let's refine the code. Color interface looks amazing. Let's add a red box where we do a dad joke and a yellow box under that to say hello to our friends. And it went through and it installed the request library to go pull the thing. And then I came back and said, give me some fun commands that we can do that give us a little bit of output, but doesn't do anything destructive. And it gave me a few ideas. So I just grabbed uptime, and this is what it came up with.
That's so
yay,
fun.
Goose.
Goose is okay when you're like vibe coding. AI agents and stuff like that are like real fun to just like throw in a whole bunch of random stuff. But when you really want to do like something for real and it just adds random stuff, you're like, wait, no, please. You're like, that's too much. Thanks for being helpful, but you're too helpful. Okay, guys, since that was a scrimmage, which somebody told me like scrimmage, they told me about this. Like scrimmage just means like just a practice round. So you don't need to eat any spice yet. But this round you will. So this round that's coming up. I'm gonna go ahead and put up also y'all in the chat, even though it was a scrimmage and there was no real winners, you want to put in the chat who you think won. You won't have any consequences. They don't got to eat no spice yet, but I'm just curious. For me, it's a tie. Well, like I think it's like a really creative use of like getting the jokes and stuff like that in there. But I did like the UI for Moot, so I'm not sure. All right, so let me go ahead and put up the QR code, right, y'all? So just for clarity, while we're doing the second round, you can go ahead, scan that QR code, and vote for who you think is winning the challenge. All right. So this new challenge, hi doggy. This is
Riker.
See, Ian's cheating. He has a dog to get people to vote for him. I don't think this is a fair match.
Right. Riker just has to come by and say hi anytime I'm on a live stream. That's all. He hears me talking. He sees the lights on. He's like, "There's friends to meet," and he comes over and he's wagging the tail, and then everybody's like, "The waggy tail. You got to introduce your dog." So that's Riker.
Super cute. Yeah, I'm gonna give you extra points for the dog.
All right.
Unfair.
So
it's rigged.
For the
piece of cheese for you then. Piece of
For
cheese.
the real challenge. The real challenge. I'm gonna give you 8 minutes to build a typing game, but don't make it basic. It must involve typing and reacting to what or how the user types, but everything else is up to you. Make it as unhinged as possible. And someone said agreed with Moot. Okay, ready, set, go. And I'm gonna go to Moot first. I hope you're ready.
Oh man. So I'm gonna start off, and well, I feel like as I say this out loud, I feel like I'm gonna be feeding ideas to Ian. So it's like it feels like how do I game it so that he's not gonna steal my super awesome idea in the background?
I don't know. That's why I switch back and forth. Ian, don't listen. Close your ears. Oh, you're gonna be quiet. I see.
I'm gonna create a typing game. There's
Mhm,
an old game that I was like a really big fan of as a kid. It
mhm,
was called Mario Teaches Typing.
mhm.
Let me actually rewrite that typing.
I don't know that one.
Let's
I know
do
Mavis.
this more similar to Galaga.
I don't know that either. Is it like Super Mario or because I know
It's
Mavis
kind of
Beacon.
like Mario, but like you would have to like type things as to make Mario move through the game. And
Oh,
so like it was just like a way to like learn how to type faster and like intuitively.
oh, okay.
And HTML script game. All right, we're just gonna like fire off with that and like let's see what we can get.
Okay.
I very much want this to be like in the browser. Oh my gosh, Tanya remembers the game. I feel seen. I'm not alone.
I don't remember it. I'm sorry. I know Mavis Beacon typing. I don't remember the Mario one. But we could say I might not have been in America then. So I don't know.
It's definitely like one of those games where like it's from MS DOS
Oh,
type games like micro
I
or
didn't.
Windows 95. I
Oh, I
remember
had
booting that up.
that. Okay. Let's see what happens.
All right, Goose, let's go.
What's the craziest thing you've done with Goose so far?
The craziest thing I've done with Goose. I think like while trying to build a proof of concept for a blog, I was like that was like a time where I was just getting really sassy with it. And I
Oh,
gave it what felt like the most unintuitive prompt I can think of. Oh, looks like we already have a game.
it's
How do
starting.
I
You gotta type star alien.
uh,
Sorry.
why does it keep doing oh, these are all
Astro stuff. Sky
I'd
stuff.
see.
Maybe
Oh
next
my
level is
gosh.
a different version.
All right. I like this so far, but I want
You want
okay.
more.
I want more than this.
Yeah.
Let me think. Okay, we have an HTML5 canvas. We need to up the graphics and harder overtime.
Ooh, good idea. I'm gonna go see what
Yeah,
Ian's doing.
I'm
Ian, ready or
curious.
not, here we come. Hey, how's
Ian is patiently waiting for Goose to do a thing. So I gave it a prompt, and it's just kind of sitting here saying it's working on it. And oh, there it goes.
how did?
So I prompted it. Let's make a web app, light mode and dark mode. It'll be a typing game. Let's pull another dad joke, and the user has to retype that. Every character they type correctly gives them points. Every time they hit backspace reduces the points. Let's
Okay.
make the UI look like an arcade game, and also time how long the user takes, and then keep a high score in local storage based on the time to finish the phrase and the score of how accurately they type, and block the user from using copy paste. So that way they
Interesting.
can't just like copy and paste and get like instant, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it literally just started, like just as you came over here. It's like, oh, okay. So it took as long as it took you to kind of talk to Moot about what he was doing. It took Goose that long. Well, not Goose, but like the LLM under Goose to actually try to figure out like what it needed to go build. So it's going through. It's giving me kind of everything that it needs here. Open typing game HTML. So let's go do that. Let's
This
see what
is
we have in
ready.
here. So we'll open typing game HTML, and here's our game, Dad Joke
Oh,
Typing Arcade. So
Okay.
we have a light theme. Ooh, I like that. I like the glowy blue color. So we got
Okay.
a light mode, dark mode. Looks like this is our input field start game. Why did the API fail? Because it was having a bad joke day. So why did the API fail? Because it was having a bad joke day. Ah,
It's so much
all right.
pressure to
So
type.
then it gave me a score. It gave me how long it took, and I mean the 100% accuracy isn't right because I
Yeah.
did have to do that. So I'm going to go back and refine my prompt and say like the accuracy shouldn't be 100% if the user has to you know, like hit backspace or whatever. So
Right.
let's fix the UI to change the accuracy. The user has to use the backspace button, the backspace key.
Cool. I love it. I love going back and being
So
like,
we'll see what that does. I love the idea of like going back in and like refining things a
Me
little
too.
bit.
Me too.
So yeah, and I love that it came up with this like dark glowing kind of theme for sure. Oh,
Right.
it's actually pulsating. That's kind of cool.
Oh, I
Ah,
didn't notice that. I thought my eyes
yeah,
were like
go
focusing
Goose.
in and
This is
out.
great. Yeah. So it came up with a decent color scheme. I mean the light green on white is a little hard from a contrast point of view, but
Yeah.
in dark mode looks pretty great. So
Yeah. And this is okay. I know earlier you were saying, you're like, I'm not really a UI guy, but it's kind of making you look like you're a UI guy.
I mean it looks like I'm a UI guy, but I mean I feel like that dog on the keyboard. Like I don't know what I'm doing because I'm a back end engineer. I'll build APIs all day long, but I'm not
Yeah.
a front end guy. So the fact that Goose can build all this and it just kind of intuits what I want, just by saying, hey, make me a light mode, dark mode thing is like, I got you. Here you
Yeah.
go. So yeah, this is
And
great.
good prompting of using like local storage and stuff. I'm gonna go buy
Yeah,
Moot in the last minute. I hope I'm not throwing off his game right now, but let's stop by him.
pun intended. All right, sounds good.
All
Hello.
right.
Oh, it's
So,
spinning.
oh no. I'm now typing. I'm looking at the wrong place while I'm typing. So we've added in a health bar so that when you get things wrong, you lose health.
Ooh.
And I'm currently having it run in the background to add in some power-ups.
Oh.
Oh, I see that as I get these wrong, I lose health, but I think I get health back. Wow, that did that. I didn't even tell it to do that. So now I actually didn't tell it to do the game overs. I didn't tell it to like give me health back when I kill the enemies. So
Wow.
let's see if it actually gets any of these power-ups. Okay, I'm gonna let it keep running, but we can keep playing the game here. I haven't really figured out if it has like levels yet, but
Okay.
even though it shows that in the top right there, oh wow, I just immediately lost. I don't know. How did I immediately lose? Did I break the game? Did
Oh
we
yeah.
vibe too
Oh,
hard?
it's working something. It's probably editing something. No, you vibed too
Probably.
close to the sun. Okay, let's just see. Oh, the time is up.
Oh,
Okay, I'm gonna give you
No.
extra time by like I'm gonna show Ian's off in the beginning, and maybe by the time that Goose is done doing what it's doing,
yeah,
you'll
technically I didn't do any additional prompting, so like we can
yeah.
just let the prompt run, see where we go.
All right, let's see. Ian, we're back. At
All
first,
right.
it was like even the audience is saying, "Oh, like they're like, okay, maybe Ian won, maybe Moot won. We're not sure."
We'll see. We'll check the votes. So mine actually came back and I said, what did I say? Let's change the UI to change the accuracy if the user has to hit that backspace key.
Yeah.
And I realized it was also calling the same dad joke every time. So I said, like
Oh,
pick a different one each time. But
yeah.
it actually updated this to give an accuracy score as well as a words per minute. Now on the
Ooh.
original one that I played, it still had that in local storage, but it came up as an undefined because it hadn't stored it for that particular thing. So it kind of gives you a bit of a glimpse into like how it might be storing the key value of what's going on. But what I thought was interesting is like the original one with what it thought was 100% accuracy has like more than 10 times, maybe 12 times the points of
Ooh.
me when I actually had to like type it in. But it gave me a better accuracy score. Also gave me the words per minute, which is kind of fun if you're into those word typing challenges where
Yeah.
the person with the highest words per minute wins. yeah, this is it's been kind of fun. So hopefully now when I refresh, because I think it finished here. Nope, still working on it. I wanted to come up with a different dad joke every time because it's coming up with the same one every time. So, but it looks like it just found an error. So we'll see whether that fixed it. Start the game. Nope, same joke. So it's coming up with the same joke every time. But I would want it to like refresh and come up with a different joke or a different phrase every time.
Interesting.
So that's where we got.
This was cool. This was cool. I like that it had the points. Moot, are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm letting it try to fix this one error it got. I do think I vibed just a little bit too close to the sun there, asking for the power ups. So hopefully the audience can evaluate me based on what it was right before I let it go way too hard on that.
That's okay. We do have. I've seen the bars moving. Sometimes it's at 50%, but let me show you the final score. And dun, 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 it's Moot.
Oh, all right.
Yay!
Ian got to
All right.
eat the hot sauce.
I'm gonna start with the mild sauce, and we'll ramp up from there because I expect to have that kind of fun today.
What's the brand or whatever? We're not
so
sponsored,
this
but
so this is Biggs Brewing Company. This is a gourmet blend. This is red cayenne pepper and garlic, basically.
Okay.
So it's a pretty mild sauce for sure.
Okay.
But I do have a habanero from my medium, and I've got a Carolina Reaper as my really hot sauce.
Ooh.
So this one's actually really yummy. So I'm gonna pour quite a lot on a piece of cheese here.
Cheese. Okay.
Enjoy that.
Looking good. Okay, great. All right, y'all. So I would say the typing game, both I'm impressed at, but I want more unhingedness, y'all. Go for more unhinged. This challenge is not as unhinged yet. You have 2 more to go, or this one and then 1 more. All right. So another CLI tool, right? We're going to create a CLI tool that redesigns your terminal based on mood. How you define mood is up to you. Maybe it's the current directory name you're in. Maybe it's the number of files. Maybe it's the weather. Maybe it's Git status, whatever it is. But based on that mood, change the terminal's appearance, like the color scheme, ASCII banner, font, prompt style, anything that's visual or ambient. Go crazy with it, okay? And I think, let me see. I'm gonna give 7 minutes. I don't know if that's too short, but I feel like when there's more pressure on, it gets crazier. All right. I'm going to go to Ian first to even it out. All right. So let's get started. Okay. Going to Ian.
All right. So let's make a bash shell script with a mood function that the user can run from a prompt and use that mood in a positive, negative,
Let me switch the question.
unhinged way to make the terminal different. Change the prompt, change the color scheme, maybe display message reflecting the user's mood. Let's add moods like happy, sad, frustrated, vibin', unhinged. We'll just keep putting that one in there. Maybe it'll do something really weird. I don't know. We'll start there. And kind of what I typically put in at the very end is like, ask me any clarifying questions before you start. Also, we should allow command like mood reset that will restore our original settings.
I like how you do a huge prompt. I never like think of all these different like features ahead of time. So I like this. Oh, and you stay in the same session. I wonder how that's gonna change things. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know, because there is like a certain amount of context that Goose will kind of let you work with.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, if it comes to a point where it starts to kind of stall out, I'll just start a new session.
that's
But it's going to ask me a few clarifying questions for the prompt. Do I want to use like emojis and so on? So one, yes, let's use emojis, and then two, for color scheme, should we modify foreground and background? Yes, modify all the colors, and make it especially chaotic
ooh.
in unhinged mode. Let's see, for the mood message, should they appear once? Just make the message appear once. I don't know whether you have to put the numbers next to it, but I kind of feel like the UI gave me numbers, so maybe that's going to help it with the relevance of what's
Structure.
going on.
Yeah.
Should it persist? No, the change will only exist in this terminal, not permanent. Because I don't want it to go through and change like my bash RC or anything like that. I don't want it to mess up that file.
Good point.
And then we do like a mood status command. Ooh, yeah. Mood status sounds great. Good idea. Yeah, let's do some ASCII art of an animal or something.
Or a goose. I don't know. No, let me stay out of it. This is cool.
Like a goose, depending on the mood.
Cool.
All right, so it says, let me know your preferences. I'll create a script, so you give it a little bit of feedback. And this is where I do like the vibe prompting, where like we'll just go back and forth, back and forth. I've spent probably 20 or 30 hours just vibe prompting to take like a paragraph of an idea and turn it literally into a 4-page prompt that I can then feed back into AI to have it start building me code. So I'm all about vibe prompting as opposed to vibe coding. Like once I got to that point, then I'm vibe coding. It's like, all right, let's go through and refine some of these ideas even further. But I usually say like, hey, based on my original prompt, like go output a new prompt so that I don't have to type that every time. And then I go back and I save that in a file. So all right, great choices. So it's coming up with happy, sad, frustrated. And it looks like it's giving me this mood.sh. So we'll go run that.
I'm gonna visit Moot. Wait,
Sounds good.
There's 2 minutes left, y'all. 2 minutes left. This was cool. All right, let's see, Moot, what you're doing.
All right. So I have the beginnings of this, but it's not. It feels like it's not quite. Okay, I just wasn't paying attention to like how it was like saying to handle this.
Okay.
So like right now, I'll show you like what I do have. Hopefully, it doesn't. If I run the CLI, I can sort of like pick from a list here.
Okay.
Let's try out Rage. Oh my
Ooh,
gosh.
Hulk smash.
Hulk smash. Delete all these things. So like I think it's the thing that I'm not quite getting. I think it says add these lines to your shell configuration. Okay, so it's like giving me the option to sort of like add this in.
Okay.
But what I'm having it do right now is I was actually asking it to make sure that like we can have a way for these to be temporary. Because I want to be able to like easily revert, because it was actually while Ian was talking, I was like, oh, I don't really want it to just like completely overwrite some of like the way that I have this. All right, so it says that we've got some temporary changes, created 2 scripts for apply and revert. Let's give this a go and see what we get. I'm ecstatic. Whoa. Okay. Lots of rainbow, lots of color. Let's go ahead and apply this. Oh my gosh. We're going to let that do that.
That was smart of you guys to make it be temporary, because when I tried it on my own, I was like, oh gosh, I was like, Goose, change it back, please. Let's see.
I don't see that it really did anything here.
Uh-oh. You only have 20 seconds.
Oh no. I mean, okay, like we're switching over to chill. Let's see if we have a little bit more luck there. Nope, I'm getting a terminal error. Let's go ahead and just feed that back into Goose.
Ooh. And our time is up. So we're gonna
Hopefully
go
that
over
fixes
Ian. Let's see what happens in the group's session. All right,
All
Ian,
right.
show us.
So I went back and did a few things. So I can do a mood list, and it'll show me a list of the different moods that I can do.
Ooh, okay.
But it wasn't actually changing the background color. So I told
Okay.
AI, like, by the way, I'm using iTerm2 as my terminal. Like, what
Okay.
can you do? And it's like, I got you. So
Aw.
it said it was going to change like the background and stuff, but it didn't actually. So if I do mood like unhinged, it doesn't really change much. And it tried to tell me that this ASCII art was actually a picture of a goose. Oh,
I can
unhinged.
see it.
It's
There's a little
it's
bird.
like
Oh,
it's like
it's
it's
going.
like
What is it doing?
I don't know. It's like it's it
Wait,
put a
and you
little
can't
crazy
stop
face
it?
on there. I mean,
Oh, thank
the
God.
truth.
I
Nope,
was
nope.
nervous.
So
Oh,
mood reset. So
oh my God.
there is a reset, but it looks like it broke whatever. It was doing something in the background because it
Yeah.
was trying to. It looks like it's trying to do the set iTerm colors, and maybe my iTerm terminal is not allowing that or something to happen. So I think it's trying to do something in the background where maybe it was going to try to like constantly change the colors every 2 seconds or something like that, because it looks like it was trying to set a random RGB color twice and then sleep 2 seconds. So I think in unhinged mode it was literally going to change
The
the
colors.
color of my terminal every 2 seconds, but it
That
didn't
was
work.
pretty unhinged. That was cute. I like that.
No.
Moot, what did you end up getting to? Did it ever fix
it.
it?
I don't know what I just did, but my terminal is like really messed up now and I
Oh
can't
no.
convert it.
Uh-oh.
You can just blame me.
Whoa, okay. That's a big LS there. Okay, why is it skipping out? Okay, there we go. Let's see if I can actually like fix this. So we're in chill mode.
Okay, nice.
So let's apply that, see what that does. And again, I don't see any difference in terms of what it's actually doing.
It's too chill.
It's like it's unbelievably chill.
All right. Let's try
So
one
so
more.
it has a mood basically.
Yeah. It now
Let's
matches
see.
my inner void. I mean, I like the messages it gives me,
Yeah.
but it doesn't seem to be actually doing anything.
Yeah. Let's see who the audience voted as the winner so far.
I have a strong feeling I'm eating some hot sauce right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, chat. Let's go.
All right, what hot sauce you got, Moot?
Okay, so I have 3 hot sauces here. But I was figuring that because we're in the second round, that the game, it has to be up. So I have to go
Yeah,
with my
it is weird.
medium level hot sauce. I can't just go straight from the mild. I don't think that's fair. So
Okay.
what I have here, it's a habanero sherry koji. The flavor on this is amazing. And it's I would say it's definitely in like the mid tier of spiciness.
Okay. How are you guys
Habanero's,
with spicy food? Sorry, go ahead.
oh, I love it. I think like this is part of the reason why we're excited to do a hot sauce challenge is because actually Ian gifted me a bunch of local hot sauces from Colorado. So yeah, we're both really into hot sauce.
Yep.
That's so
The
sweet.
ones that I use are all from this local company. They're based down in Pueblo, Colorado, and they make amazing hot sauces. So I brought some out to Moot. I've been a huge fan of like the hot ones with the chicken wing, that YouTube channel forever. And my kids are like, you should do that. You should do that. And I'm like, well, I can't go on his show because I'm not a celebrity, but like we could buy some of those hot sauces maybe. But I didn't buy the hot ones hot sauces, but I bought some that are almost as hot as like the upper end, like some of the like the Carolina Reaper. I've got another one. It's a 7-pot chili, which is supposed to be over 1 million Scoville units. And I can hang with like a couple of dabs on food with like the super spicy. So I do all right.
You need to go on Lead Heat, both of y'all.
Maybe
I know.
maybe.
Local estate. It will be awesome. All right, y'all.
Yeah, Jason, if you're watching,
Yeah,
we're
Jason,
in.
Jason, give us a call, man.
Tanya said she has special Godzilla themed hot sauces.
Oh,
That's
sounds great.
crazy. From the local Indian grocery stores. That's awesome.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it doesn't feel like you're dipping your tongue in lava, it's not hot sauce.
Oh wait, I actually have one question, not hot sauce related. I just remembered from the last stream, somebody was like, "Why didn't you guys mention this?" So, what LLM model are you guys using, and do you have any MCPs enabled?
Ooh, great question.
Ooh.
So I'm using Claude 3.5 right now,
Okay.
but I do a lot on the side with Gemini and Gemini Pro.
Okay.
So that's my go-to on home projects, and then I use Claude at work. As far as MCP goes, um, well, I just did a video on Postgres, so I still have that one enabled. I'm working with a Brave search API, so the Brave browser actually has a search API with an MCP around that I've been playing with, and it's pretty great as well.
Cool. And what about you, Moot?
Yeah, so I'm also running Claude 3.5, but I too switch between LLM providers for different types of tasks.
Mhm.
Um, I would say that I'm still an open AI habitual user, mainly in their own chat interface for like doing other types of things. So, like if I'm like say building like a PRD or like something like project planning, and then I go and kind of like put those into files and feed that into Goose to like kind of to kick things off. In terms of MCP servers, actually maybe I won't share like that right there. I think
Oh,
I'm using like the main developer, computer control. I got a warning. This is like first time I don't know if I'm like talking about like a new feature that
oh.
just recently came out, but it was a surprise to me. It gave me a warning that I'm using too many tools, and it recommends like
Mhm. Yeah,
25 tools. And so I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go in here and like disable a couple MCP servers. I probably have too many enabled. I got
Yes.
kind of obsessed with them after we like had a huge push on MCP servers inside the company, and so I was like trying out everything, and yeah, I've had to like go through and like clean it up a lot.
This is a good time for me to plug a doc that I just wrote yesterday. Basically, it's about like managing tool permissions. So basically, like you said, you saw that little error box or warning box pop up that like, hey, you have too many tools enabled right now, and it could degrade the performance. So the idea is you can actually go into each extension and see what tools it has and enable, disable, or say like I want it to allow it. Like ask to allow it before it runs it. A lot of people get confused with extensions and tools, but like extensions are a suite of tools. So just want to put that out there for folks. Thanks for bringing that up. Someone said any open source AI that is good for coding. I've been struggling with finding something that works really
Hmm.
well with Goose right now.
Yeah, same. I actually like took one of my old gaming laptops, booted it into like Linux, and then been running Olama on it,
Yeah.
and I think somebody within Block created like a version of DeepSeek that you can actually kind of like
Yes.
run with Goose.
Yeah.
But
oh,
I
cool.
think that Rizal, I think I saw a message from you, Rizal, somewhere like basically kind of highlighting that like the problem with a lot of the open source models is like you run into the context window like really quickly. And so like it gets really hard to like do something effectively, or it's just really slow unless you have like a super powerful machine.
Yes. I would also want to plug one more thing. Now that you just said this, my brain's moving. We have a blog post on the what is this called? The models that we've tried out with Goose, which ones are working well, which ones aren't. And then we have another one on something called tool shimming, which another problem with open source models is that they don't always have tool calling support. So there's like a way to like fine tune or something we've been experimenting with fine tuning models and giving them like tool shimming. Okay, I think I like used up a lot of time just because I'm like a nerd and wanted to talk about this stuff. Um, Best Codes is sending like MacBooks are great for local AI. By the way, the architecture works great with Olama. Agreed. Now
Yeah.
for our very last competition. Make it count, y'all. All right. So
We get super hot sauce on the line here, Moot. Let's do it.
Yeah.
so whoever does this is getting the Carolina Reaper, I guess. Let me change it to the next question, the next like voting. So vote for who has the most chaotic version of this. We're going to build a blog app where all the interactions are backwards, but it still works, right? Your mission is to create like a fully functioning blog app where all the interactions are reversed in some surprising way. It's still usable, but your muscle memory will just be confused. It won't crash the application. I'm going to give you 8 minutes for this. Does that sound good, guys?
I mean, it's
Okay.
gonna be what it's gonna be, right?
Yeah.
What? All right, let's get started. I don't remember who I went to first. I'm gonna go to Moot. I don't know.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
started last.
Okay, cool. Let's see what's happening.
All right, I'm gonna tell it first. Let's create a blog app.
Mhm.
This is going to be an anti-blog app, and it should. How should we do this? And it should implement. I know how to spell. Should implement
okay.
all of the interactions using anti-patterns. How do I want to put it? Let's make this. What is a good blogging application framework? Let's just do Next.js.
Okay.
And I don't know why I want to think. No, like let's just do that. Next.js app using anti-patterns. Let's make this. Let's just fire that off. Let's see what we get
What
initially
happens?
there. I feel like when I start overthinking my prompt, I'm just kind of like, you know what? Let's just fire it off and like correct it as we go along.
Yeah, especially since we're vibe coding.
Yeah,
Whatever.
and so it looks like it's creating a directory with or it's a new Next.js project with a deliberately confusing name.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know why it needs to like confuse me in the implementation, but like we'll
Right.
go with that.
Like, okay, thanks. Thank you.
Where did it make this?
That was
I'm in.
how confusing it made it. It's in
It's so
CD
confusing.
anti-patterns blog.
Yeah,
Oh
but I
no.
have it. Okay, here we go. It
Oh.
was still just actually putting out all the stuff. Okay, let's take a look. We're just still getting the project JSON. Let's like actually get it to install stuff. I'm kind of curious like what it's actually going to like consider for like anti-patterns because like right now we're not really like using like a CMS or anything. It's probably going to be local, so I'm just like thinking if it's like markdown, we're putting in a folder. I'm just like really curious like what it thinks is going to be the thing that makes this like not functional. Like I almost like wonder like maybe like having like a search where you can't like you have to guess the content, not the title.
Oh, that's crazy.
That would be weird.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm just like
Anything.
I'm trying to muse on this while it's like running all this stuff. 'Cause I want it to just be like, okay, like let's go.
You
Okay.
could do like when you
See,
try
it's
to
taking
create a
forever because
blog
it wants to
post.
make it unnecessarily complex. Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh no, I was just gonna say maybe when you try to type, it like deletes letters or changes it. I don't know.
Yeah, just like super destructive. Like, viewers actually maybe the blog readers are the ones who like create the content and the content creator actually has to like read everything.
It could be that. I see some comments. Somebody said, I think tool permission management feature is very good. I've always been concerned that AI agents would automatically perform important operations. There's also, yeah, I agree. We have a lot of things in place while you're waiting for Goose to work. We have a lot of things in place to like stop Goose from going rogue. Like we have Goose ignore files where you could say, hey, like please don't touch these files. And we automatically make sure any file that like has like a .env or secrets or something like that doesn't get touched. And then Ian in the background is saying, Goose asked me, should we add any other particularly frustrating features to enhance the user's descent into madness? I'm dead.
Okay. I'm hitting a point here where I think Goose is like struggling with itself, so I'm gonna stop it because I
Okay.
feel like it's getting confused into like thinking like the implementation needs to be anti-patterns, which I think
Yeah.
is why it's like not running.
Yeah.
And I want it to actually just like be the interactions.
Yes. Not the actual like code. Let's see what
Yeah.
Ian's doing while you fix it.
So
Hey.
I think so. We started the conversation about Moot being mean to AI. I think that AI is helping me write this app because I said let's make something really unhinged, and without touching anything, it's like changing the UI as I go.
Whoa.
It's changing the font on everything. It's got a really cool help button, and if I hit that, it's not helpful at all. But it's also like going into like
Wingdings.
wingdings and stuff like that. Your sanity level is now 75%, so it's doing all kinds of interesting things. The toggle sanity looks like it's going between light mode and dark mode, but it starts in what I would expect to be light mode. So light mode is dark mode is light mode.
Oh.
And I've got some kind of save post, so it won't. Looks like it won't let me add a title, but let's do. Typing detected, view disabled. Oh, lovely. So this is my title, and this is my blog post. Okay, so it's not even let it. So I told it make me a markdown editor with a preview mode, and it's not because why would it?
I've seen it say this is my blog post.
It's even writing text upside down. The more you write, the less sense it makes. There's a delete and save. What happens if I hit save? Error, successfully saved. Okay.
That's crazy.
Oh, delete forever. Okay, so when you hit delete, that actually saves things. And this whole thing is like waving up and down. So yeah, this is fun. All right. So let's start another one. Wait, I can't. How do I start another one? There's no like start a new blog post.
It is messing with your muscle memory. Don't forget
Yeah.
to vote, guys. The QR code's at the
So
top.
this is my second blog post, and here is my second blog post. Let's see. So I hit delete on this one.
Stressful.
So it's putting the title over here on this side. There doesn't seem to be a way to actually like click on it and view it. So I'm going to go back and update my my prompt here. Say like give me some kind of UI control to view the blog post. Because right now it's not, but I love what it's got in the prompt here. It says write your post here or don't. I'm not your boss. So it's being a little sassy with things as well. So yeah, we'll see what this comes back with here.
That's cool. Let's go visit Moot one more time. I hope I'm not interrupting you.
Somehow got unhinged very quickly. So here we go. I will show you that I want to be sure that it's like, okay, it's still working on something, but like right now, I'll show you what it has so far.
Okay.
It immediately wants to show notifications, so I guess we're gonna allow that.
Okay.
So it's very difficult to click this, but now we're getting a bunch of prompts. Are you sure you want to enter? You're really, really sure you want to enter? Last chance to turn back. And we're in. It's loading content letter by letter. It uses cookies, accept, reject, not really. Oh, that seemed to delete something. Oh, reject. This button doesn't actually do anything. Oh, this is just like, oh, and you know, it just gets bigger the more we try to close the subscribe. And then if I try to click any of these links, they just start moving into random places in the page.
Last week's contestant said not again.
Now it just like it changes the icon here. I can't click anything. Let's see.
Also, time's up, Ian. and Moot.
All right.
Fun.
So I came back and told it like, hey, I can't actually view the blog post, and it comes up with really interesting things like to use this monstrosity, create a few posts by typing in the editor, and so on. So it's actually giving me instructions, and it's like a very strange looking layout. It looks like it'll let us sort by chaos level and timeline. But yeah, it's definitely unhinged for sure, but it's letting me kind of cycle through between, you know, here's my first and second blog post, showing them here. So it kind of works, but you know, it's also very strange for sure.
be perfect for the prompt. And then I think I cut off Moot a little bit on what he was showcasing.
Oh, I ended up like I still haven't even like figured out everything that it's built because it's kind of ridiculous. But like, you know, and I realized like as I get in here, there's a timer on one of these posts. Like you only get like 10 seconds to read this first why UX doesn't matter thing, and then it just
Great.
it just goes away. And then this other post is still loading letter by letter, but I can't make the cookies go away. It looks like we're just basically a cookie factory. So yeah, I can't wait to launch this blog. I'm updating my personal blog right after this.
And Goose wants to know your location. Best Code said the cookies and subscribe are so bad. All right, y'all. This is our we're at the end. We went over a little bit. It's 2:01. Let's see who won this round. And it was Moot. Moot won.
All right.
All right.
All right. So we're going with Carolina Reapers, vinegar, pineapple, and wildflower honey. So the flavor on this one's actually really good, but it's Carolina Reapers. So I'm literally putting like 4 drops on a piece of cheese. And I do have emergency yogurt on hand. So
emergency.
There we go. And I'm going to do a second one just because this stuff's actually really tasty. So.
Moot's going to do it in...
I'm going to do it in unison. Solidarity.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Solidarity.
This is a scorpion pepper.
So good.
Hot sauce. This is going to be rough.
Oh, man, it's so tasty.
Oh, that tastes so good.
I'm going in with a third piece. This stuff's really good.
You can tell there's like a mild theme to my hot sauces because I have one that's Pico Rico, but it has a, let's see if I can put that on camera. A cat
So
on
good.
there. And then my other favorite is this Chairman Meow's Revenge by Fat Cat. See, there's definitely a cat theme here.
A cat theme.
Surprisingly, what I thought was the scorpion pepper, which should be hotter, turned out to not be that hot.
You need yogurt.
That one just hit. No, I'll be good in a couple of minutes. But,
Tanya said, "Wait, these don't feel like consequences if y'all like hot sauce so much." I know, right?
I know. I feel like we're winning no matter what.
Going in for the 3-peat on that one though was probably a mistake. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, this was really, really great, guys. Awesome creations, great prompting grooves. I learned a lot. And also thanks to the audience for voting, for just being very interactive in the chat. This was fun. I'll see you guys. And also, hi, Riker. I'll see you all next time for another episode of The Great Goose-Off. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, bro.